Hello, everybody. Welcome to Accounting for Governmental and Not-for-Profit Entities. This is course number AC414 or 514, depending on if you're a graduate or an undergraduate student. My name is Jody Moat. I work here at UAB in the Medical Towers building down on 11th Avenue near 5 Point South. I'm the treasurer of the UAB Educational Foundation, and we're basically the flexible arm for UAB. We can buy real estate more quicker than UAB can. Basically, anything that UAB needs done quickly or done in a flexible way, we can do it for UAB. A lot of things that we do are things that state law prevents UAB from doing, but that are normal business expenses for other for-profit entities, like purchasing alcohol or recruitment expenses, certain types of recruitment expenses, certain types of promotional items that are given out and done. And, from everything ranging from that to bigger items like last year we bought a hotel. Actually, 2016, we bought a hotel for the university that's here on campus. It was a DoubleTree hotel. We renovated it, turned it into a Hilton. Um, and so just things like that, the vending machines that are around campus and around the hospital. Basically, we're involved in a lot of different things here at UAB, and for one that are for one reason or another sent to the foundation as opposed to being done by the university itself. Um, so that's a little bit about me and the UAB Educational Foundation where I work. Um, so a little more about me personally. My wife Farah. I have my wife Farah and four children, of all four boys, and I will let you see them here. Let's see. There we go. There's my wife Farah and her and my four children, um, and Hudson, Harrison, Oliver, and Davis, two twin toddlers now, which is quite tiring, but also enjoyable. So um, I went to Auburn for my undergrad and master's, and I have my CPA. I also got an MBA from UAB back in 2009. And about the class itself, a lot of students in the feedback that I get say they'd love to see this class rather than be online. They'd prefer it to be in person. And I think part of that is because with regular accounting, with regular for-profit accounting, you start with your intermediate or your beginner class, and everything just kind of builds on itself from there, right? You start with debits and credits, and it builds on itself, and then you learn about statements of cash flows and assets plus liabilities equals, or assets equals liability plus equity, blah, 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 blah. And everything just kind of keeps building on itself. This is kind of a reset button in a way because some of the principles of governmental accounting, at least on the not-for-profit side, it will be a lot more familiar to you. But on the governmental side, it's kind of a reset button. There's a lot of things that are kind of totally out of the box or done in a different way that will take some getting used to. And those first few chapters, especially module 4, are tough, but they'll be different to you. But once you get those, kind of the rest of it will make a little more sense, and the rest of it will sort of build on itself. So it's important to get off to a good start in the course. Um, and to complicate even further, a few years back, the standards basically said, all right, you still do everything the same way government-wide, but for your financial statements, we need you to also kind of prepare them on a for-profit basis, or that will look a lot more like a for-profit basis. And so at the end of the year, you'll have to make some adjusting entries to kind of get those reports ready that are more of a traditional for-profit type of view of the government and its different components. Uh, so that's, kind of a little bit about the class. You need to really, the way I have the class set up is there's a project called the Corvallis project, or the Smithville project, or and basically you're looking at a city and you're going to be making entries for the city. You'll start out with just doing things like posting the initial balances. Then you'll post the budget in module 3. Then you will start making the kind of the nuts and bolts entries to the government um, throughout the semester. And I give you the option of working on this alone, because I think the name of online classes should be flexibility. And I know it's tough group work sometimes, so you can work on your own. You can work the project set up to be a group project, and also I kind of provide you flexibility on how much. If you want to divide up the work, have kind of people responsible for certain modules or certain jobs in each module, somebody to post, somebody to review. It's up to you. I would say uh, it's definitely in your best interest, even if it's not quote your module to work on, for you to still do the entries, and still, because your teammates will need some feedback from you. And the Smithville, the Corvallis assignment, the city project is something that I think will help you a lot in terms of in terms of being able to do well on the quizzes and the exams. I leave that up to you again, but I would strongly advise you that everyone in the group still work through the problems yourself, so you can give feedback first of all, and then second of all, so you can learn the material. Uh, and so the graduate students have a separate project, a separate paper / presentation that they need to do on a city. But other than that, um, uh, just a heads up, I said it earlier, modules 4 and 5 are the toughest, I would say. I put some other things out there. You'll sit and notice a few things on like kind of Excel tips that I think you'll use in your accounting career a lot. As well as the city project is the city project is done, um, that the entire course does, undergraduate and graduate, is done in Excel. We used to have kind of this application that came with the textbook, and it was pretty bad. It was pretty difficult to download. It was HTML. So I converted all of it to Excel a couple of years ago, and so I hope that you find it useful and helpful. And but anyway, I'm super glad to have you in the class, and I look forward to a great semester. And please reach out if you need anything.